Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Monte Strickland, good morning.
Council, can you put your name on record so the court reporter can hear you?
Blair Jackson on behalf of Devontae Strickland.
Mr. Strickland, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2019 CF 13784 AO for violation of probation. Judge on your warrant set your bond at no bond. Your bonds remain at no bond as to that violation. You're also arrested in 2021 MM 4368 AO on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in the case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond in that matter an amount of $5,000. $500, I apologize. And counsel, is there anything else you want to tell me?
Yes, Your Honor. If we could be heard with regard to a possible bond on the violation of probation.
You can file a bond motion in front of Judge LeBlanc, and you had a hearing with him.
Okay. All right. State and I had agreed to a bond, but that's subject to the.
Your Honor, the VOP, the basis of that VOP is a BAT DV case that has been no-billed.
What does that mean for the violation?
That we likely would not be going forward on it since we do not have a basis for the BAT DV.
That DV new case is a reasonable doubt standard. Battery, violation of probation is greater weighted evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
So just because you no-bill the case, saying that, there's not beyond a reasonable doubt doesn't necessarily mean that the violation goes away.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, but even so, did you talk to the victim about this? Did you give me notice to the victim before you decided that you were going to do that?
No, Your Honor, I have notes from the ASA that's on the VOP case saying that they had no objection to dismissal. And that's the basis of agreeing, Your Honor.
The underlying charge that he's on violation of probation for is a battery domestic violence by strangulation. You guys have you have a need to contact the victim. That's your duty to do that. So
Yes, Your Honor.
if somebody shows me that has happened, then I'm not going to dismiss the violation. You can set a hearing in front of Judge LeBlanc where the victim can be heard as to what release conditions that this defendant should be released on.
Understood. We were just simply requesting a reasonable bond under the circumstances, not a dismissal.
Yep. All right. All right, everybody have a great day.
All right. Thank you.
All right, this case 2021 MM 4371 AO, Ms. Brown. I guess Dexter is she gonna be okay by Monday or? All right. State, you want me to reset the case to Monday or you wanna?
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed, and she has very little history. She likely would otherwise qualify for PTT downtown.
Actually, well, I'm just looking. Problem is that she has an address from Hawaii. Yes. I would release her. The address I have on file is a Hawaii address.
Yes, Your Honor, and I believe the area that she was trespassing was the airport, and she said
Right.
that she was trying to catch a flight.
All right, I'm going to public defender to represent her, Mr. France.
Your Honor, I believe you could reset it till tomorrow. I trust the weekend crew to deal with this issue as far as speaking with her before court. Then we would have you reset till Monday, Your Honor.
All right. All right, let's reset Ms. Brown for Monday morning and see if we can resolve her case. But before we do that, I'll reduce her bond to $500. So if she does feel better, she can bond out if she needs to. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Say. Mr. McKee, you're here in case 2021 MM 4375 AO on a charge of criminal mischief. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $500. Conditional your bond that you not return to the scene of the location. You had no contact with any victims or witnesses. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Alexandra Pablos.
Ms. Pablos, you're here in case 2021 CF 2443 AO. Sorry, 2443, is it 0 AO?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. On the failure to appear warrant, your judge signed that warrant, set your bond at no bond, ma'am. You're also here in case 2021 MM 4380 AO on a charge of prostitution. I did review the charging affidavit in that case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. This is Pablos. I'm going to say your bond in that matter amount of $500. Condition your bond not return to the scene of the location. You had no contact with any witnesses from that case. You do not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in that case. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
That's Eric Duff.
Mr. Duff, you're here in case 2012 CF 13922 AO for violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant, set your bond at none. Your bonds can remain at none as that violation. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have reporting requirements, but you got to do that after you get out. Have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Pat-
There you go.
Patrick Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here from a Hillsborough County case, 2021 CF 7420 AO. The judge in that case for underlying charge of lewd lascivious molestation of a child under the age of 12 years old, set your bond at no bond. Condition I almost said on your bond is that you had no contact with this victim or this victim's family, not return to the scene of this location. You have no unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. You not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you until you get you on to Hillsborough County. You have a great day. Ma'am, look up here. Have a great day, sir. Does the victim need an interpreter as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the headsets, we need headsets.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter, previously sworn.
Good morning, Mr. Barrera. I need your, sir. So keep your mask on. Mr. Barrera, I need your help. Can you tell both the defendant and the victim I have in my courtroom that needs your assistance, they need to keep their eyes on me and not on each other?
Certainly, Your Honor. Su atención, por favor. Las personas aquí involucradas en el caso, por favor, enfóquense y miren solamente al juez. No se miren, no se tiren vistazos uno al otro. Muchas gracias.
Right. Ma'am, can you tell me your name?
Señorita, ¿me puede dar su nombre?
Carla Rojas.
Carla Rojas.
Ms. Rojas, you're here in case 2021 MM 4370 AO on charge of battery domestic violence.
Señorita Rojas, usted está aquí en el caso 21MM4370AO, un cargo de agresión, violencia doméstica.
I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case and did find probable cause for your arrest.
Revisé la affidavit de cargos en este caso y determino que existe motivo fundado para su arresto.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Christian
Buenos
Hidalgo.
días,
Do you need an interpreter?
I don't.
Okay, guess we can switch, Mr. Barrera, we can switch to the headsets. Give me 1 second here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, if you allow me to confirm, please.
Yes, sir.
Should I move forward?
Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm that the defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
I'll just do this one more time. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Christian. My last name is Hidalgo.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You can put your hand down, sir. Can you tell me how you know Miss Rojas?
She's my wife. We met about 2 years ago. It's a sweet story. It's a long story though. If you want me, I can go.
No.
No?
Don't need the full. I just want to know, like, generally, how do you know her? You guys are legally married,
Yes.
and do you want to have contact with your wife while this case is pending?
If I do what?
Do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
Yes.
Are you afraid of her?
I am not.
Has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
I can't hear you.
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Did any drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
If there was any drug or alcohol involved in this incident,
Yes, sir.
a little bit of drinking.
All right, Ms. Rojas, I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $250. Condition of your bond would be pretrial release supervision. You to have no hostile contact with your husband. No hostile contact means this. You can be upset with him. You can be mad he left the toilet seat up, he's not treating you in the way that you want to be treated, or anything else that comes up that causes conflict in your relationship. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. There can be no abusive language used. Because if that happens, and your husband calls the police, or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls the police, you will be arrested. You'll spend the remaining of your time here with me at the Orange County Jail. You're also not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me
Your
your
Honor, the
name?
interpreter can confirm the defendant can hear through the headsets.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mario Nevares.
Mario Nevares.
Mr. Nevares, you're here in 3 matters. The first one is 2021 CT 3970 AO. The other one is 2021 CT 3971 AO. You're also here in 2021 CT 3972 AO. In all those cases for failure to appear warrants, the judge sets your bond amount of $1,000 on each one of those warrants. State, did you provide offers as to all 4 cases or just?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All traffic cases? These guys just need a minute?
Yes, Your Honor, 1 second.
Dexter, I have one more, right? All right, Mr. Nieves, can you step back for a moment while we see if we can resolve your case today?
Your Honor, it'd be a withhold on all.
All right. Ms. Nieves, the state of Florida is offering a withhold adjudication of guilt as to all your cases, and it would be court.
I believe we were appointed in those cases, at least the
Which one?
Avalon case. I don't know if we're appointed in the failure to appear CT cases.
In all the cases? Okay. And did you want to talk to your client about the withhold?
I wouldn't take a plea. My advice, he's working with an attorney in this case, so I don't want to today, so he can speak with his attorney.
Did you look up the case inside did you talk to
I didn't talk to the attorney personally, but I looked at his notes, and they're working on that case. So I'm not prepared to take a plea today, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nieves, gonna stay your bonds is set in all three cases, amount of $1,000 each. And I'm not gonna take any action on a bond case 2021 CT 397AA. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Wilber Antonio Arevalo Guevara.
Gilbert Alberto, ¿cuál es el otro?
Wilber Antonio Arevalo Guevara.
Wilber Antonio Arevalo Guevara.
Good morning, sir. You are here in case 2021 CF 74290 on 3 counts of lewd lascivious molestation of a child between the ages of 12 and 15 years old by a person over the age of 18 years old. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest as to all 3 counts. I'm going to set your bond as to all in each count amount of $25,000. Condition of the bond, you have no contact with the victim or the victim's families. That's all the victims in this case.
Before he signs, interpreter tell him that he has a notice of his application of constitutional rights, if he can read that before he signs it, just to know. It's a notice that he's going to remain silent.
All right, that's something that you can deal with him during your representation. All right, Mr. Arevalo, I need you to listen to me right now. You have no contact with these victims, or these victims' families. Not allowed to return to the residence where this happened. Now, may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You must not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. You may not have any contact with any child, unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right, thank you, Mr. Brown. I think that was my last Spanish case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good morning. Have a good weekend.
You too. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Dominic Edwards.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can we bring him back?
Who?
The previous defendant, he had an immigration detainee.
Yeah. And that's Mr. Thompson, because you said the same thing, it was Edwards.
That's the mental health.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Mr. Rao, I need to finish up with one defendant here. We forgot to inform him of a little bit of information. Mr. Arevalo, you are, I guess you have an immigration hold from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, so you may not be able to bond out before speaking to them first. So just be aware of that when you're processing out of jail. Have a great day, sir.
So I'm going to be retained.
I'm not sure. That's up to the U.S. government. I just had to make you aware that that's a possibility. It's a possibility. I'm not sure. The U.S. government, that's in their realm, not mine. All right, have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, what's Mr. O'Reilly's case number, please?
2021 CF 742980.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so,
Mental health?
Mr. Thompson?
Yes, mental health.
All right, this case 2021 MM 43740. Mr. Thompson, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him.
We'll waive his appearance, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to release Mr. Thompson on mental health pretrial release in this case. If he doesn't qualify, I'm going to set his bond amount of $50 or no return to the scene of the location where he was arrested. I'm not going to take any action on his 2021 MM 297980 case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Tell me your name one more time, sir, please.
Dominic Edwards.
Good morning, Mr. Edwards. You are here in case 2021 MM 4373AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, was there an offer that you conveyed for Mr. Edwards?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer that was conveyed was a withhold, credit time served, and no return.
Mr. Edwards, would you like to accept that offer from the state of Florida of a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case today?
Just a moment, Your Honor. Are we appointed in this case so I can check our notes?
I'm not sure. I was hoping that you guys were conveying offers.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the PDs aren't appointed yet. It's a brand-new case.
I know, that wasn't our agreement with them. Our hope was that we can save people some money, get them case resolved today by doing what the law already required that you did, was a public defender, was speak to people that don't have representation at the jail when they're first arrested. So, Mr. Edwards, the state of Florida is offering you a withhold adjudication guilt credit time served to resolve your case. If you want to do that, you have to waive certain rights, your right to have a trial, right to confront witnesses and evidence, right to remain silent, those kind of things. Is that something you want to do today?
Say that again?
If you want to resolve your case today and don't have to come back to court, you don't have to resolve your case if you don't want to. But the offer is a withhold adjudication of guilt. To do that, you got to give up some rights when you enter a plea. Some of those rights are right to have a trial, right to have an attorney, right to confront witnesses and evidence. Is that something that you want to do today?
Your Honor, can I approach? May we approach?
All right, Mr. Edwards, I'm going to do this. I'm going to release you on what they call mental health pretrial release. We'll have some people talk to you before you're released from the jail. And if you don't qualify for that program, I'm going to set your bond amount of, actually going to release you on your own recognizance as to this case.
So no mental health PTR?
No, mental health PTR if he qualifies. If he doesn't qualify, then he'll be released on his own recognizance. Condition of his release that he not return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. I want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Edwards. This is case 2021 MM129 AE. Mr. Jameson is here, was here on charge of resisting officer without violence. First question for the state, are you guys taking any action on this case right now?
Yes, Your Honor, we had an offer.
Yeah, like so I'm saying, you had an offer, or you're gonna continue with the prosecution in this case, that's also asking.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Jameson.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna place Mr. Jameson on mental health pretrial release in this case. If he does not qualify, I'm going to set his bond in an amount of $100. Addition to bond, no return to the scene, the location where this incident happened. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lawrence Holding Man.
Mr. Mann, you're here in case 2021 MM4372 AO for a charge of open container.
Yes.
They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Yes, state, are you offering withholds court costs?
It's an adjudication, Your Honor. It's county, not city.
Okay.
Your Honor, I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Mann. We talked about the citizenship and probationary issues of entering a plea today and the rights that would be waived as a result of entering a plea, and I believe Mr. Mann would like to enter a plea today. I spoke with Mr. Mann as a friend of the court.
All right, Mr. Mann, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in after you finish signing there? You go ahead and sign. All right, Mr. Mann, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, you put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM4372 AO on a charge of open container. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? The maximum penalty, 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Did you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case today? All right, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights on the plea form you just signed? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, and medication?
Medication from this morning.
I can't hear, what was that medication?
Just medication from this morning from the nurse.
All right. Is that medication affecting your ability to think and understand what's going on today?
Oh, sir.
Have you now in the past been you've now in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes, sir.
What was that mental health illness?
Bipolar manic depressive type 2.
All right. Are you suffering from any symptoms of your bipolar disorder right now? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen? It could subject you to deportation.
I am a citizen.
All right. I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case, so I found a factual basis contained therein. I'll accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment, sentence, in writing. If you're still suffering from that same mental health illness, alcohol is going to make that really hard for you. All right?
Yes, sir, I do.
So if you have a problem, you may need to seek some other treatment, okay? Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lee Gober. Well, it's Andre Brown, sir.
All right. Is it Goulburn?
Brown. They mixed my name up.
Okay. All right, Mr. Brown, you are here in case 2019 MM2920 AO for a failure to appear. All right. First question, does he qualify for, can we put him on PTR?
No, you cannot.
Your Honor, he's on probation.
That's what I thought.
He's a DOC inmate.
That's what I thought. I thought that was I was kind of confused about how we got to that point. All right, Mr. Brown, I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $500. I don't think your sentence runs up for DOC until a little later next month.
Yeah, because you guys had ROR me, so I couldn't show up.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, 10-4.
That's obviously the problem. So I'm going to set your bond amount of $500. Can't RR you because of obviously, you're still serving a DOC sentence.
Right.
So, but we'll get you on to your next court date. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you. So you'll be able to bond out next week, I guess, when you're done with your DOC sentence.
I can post my bond right now, but when on the 3rd.
Yeah, you could probably post it now, and then when your DOC sentence runs up, unless you have any other holds. Now, if you gotta get sent to another county for something else that you may be involved in, I can't do anything. I don't know. I know people who try to get out of DOC, and then all of a sudden they got some new thing that pops up in some county, and then they gotta get sent over there. So on the 3rd, you should be able to post bond here, and on the 3rd, be able to be released. But you gotta come back and don't miss any more court dates in this case, though.
All right, no problem.
Get the $500 bond. It's just I can't. The law literally prohibits me from releasing them on PTR. Yes, ma'am. Right. Yeah, just put it right there. If that makes them happy, I don't. I'm good. You all right? How are you doing, Miss Davis? You all right? You feeling good? It's Friday. Hey, man.
Friday.
It's Burger King right now. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lawrence W. Hill.
Mr. Hill, you're here in case 2021 MM290AW on a failure to appear warrant on an online charge of domestic violence.
Your Honor,
Judge,
we have since filed an information, count 1, the BAT DV, M1, and then 2 counts of violation of PTR conditions on a DV case. Those 3 charges.
all right, I'll do this. I'll set your bond in the first count amount of $1,500, the battery domestic violence. As to your 2 remaining counts, set your bond amount of $500 each. Condition of bond, still no contact with the victim. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Are those new allegations of violations of an injunction?
Violation of PTR conditions on the DV case. The basis being.
I'm just trying to give him bonds so he can get out, but I'm not sure if he can't get out. That's the next question. That's why I asked that question.
No, he can't get out. Him?
Yeah.
No, his previous cases right here on the face sheet.
Yep.
They were revoked by a judge in Osceola County.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor, because there's been 3 declinations signed. Me and my wife, we seek private marital counseling, and She
What does that, listen to me, Mr. Hill, Mr. Hill,
dropped all the charges on.
Mr. Hill. I'm gonna explain this to you, because I'm not sure if you understood this previously.
They told
I'm
us.
trying to make this clear for you. I don't, listen to me, because what I say to you is what, like, is gonna be what's the most important thing. Now, like, so a lot of people in your situation end up listening to a lot of people on the outside. They don't listen to the judge or the orders that are actually written. You were ordered to have no contact with your wife. I believe I ordered you to have no contact with your wife, like at least once. So like, that means no marital counseling, none of those things should be happening. You're supposed to be having zero, no contact with your wife
Started it yet.
until this case is gone and a judge releases that order. Period.
They didn't tell us that when we went,
They did, sir. I have a no contact order. I saw 2 of them you signed.
Okay, sir, I'm not saying that, sir. What I'm saying is, on the 10th, we went to the public defender's office after my arraignment, and we sat there for 6 hours, and she signed the declarations, and they didn't tell us this at all.
Once again, you should have been having contact with your wife at that time. So I have a problem at that point if you're saying that your wife and you were in the same room, even with your attorney, because that person is facilitating a contempt of the Queen's court orders.
She came to the court. I didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's fine, that she signs those declarations, but it's up to the state of Florida whether they're gonna file a case, 1. 2, whether a judge, like a person like me in a black robe, now releases you from those orders. Because until that happens, you are still under orders. You still have to be complied with all the orders of the court. You still have to show up when you're supposed to show up. Until the case is actually resolved. Like you get a piece of paper in your hand that says, no proce, the case has been dismissed, or at least a no bill, which releases you from like obligations until they file a case again. But until that happens, orders stand.
Okay,
apologize. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to explain that to you because I try to be clear as I can up here. That no contact order applies.
Okay, with this that I'm here for now, that you just gave me the bonds for, is that for all 3 of the cases, or?
That's only as to the domestic battery case in 2021 MM290 AW, because I don't have enough information as to those violations of injunctions, so I just gave you bonds, but not necessarily Judge Shoemaker may take those bonds away. But at least in this situation, I gave you bonds as to these 3 charges.
Okay, what I'm not understanding is this just the one case, or is this for all?
You have 2 cases. You have a felony case and you have a misdemeanor case.
Okay.
So
This is the,
misdemeanor
I
case.
believe there's 3 total cases.
3 total cases?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you do have, no, sorry, you do have. You have 2021 CF 4268 AO. You also have 2021 CF 1168 AO. And then you had this case that we're addressing today, which is the misdemeanor case 2021 MM290 AW. So all these cases, I looked at them this morning, they all have no contact orders inside of them. So do not, like,
no contact. Right. Understood.
That's why I asked that question. You have any questions about the no contact order? It's long, it's extensive, it covers a lot of information.
Can I ask one more question? The other 2 cases, do I have to see another judge to get
Those
again?
are in front of like separate judges. I think that's not, are the felony cases in front of one judge now? They transfer them? I saw a motion to transfer in the case. I don't know if it was granted.
I believe there was a motion to transfer in the 4268 case.
Correct.
However,
I didn't see an order, I don't think.
I don't see an order either.
All right, so right now you have 3 judges. Hopefully soon it'll be 2. Right now.
Actually, yes, Your Honor, there was, granting it from
Was
Division
granted.
11 to Division 12, so it's now with Judge Calderon.
All right, so you're in front of Judge Calderon and Judge Shoemaker. Those are your 2 judges for your 2 cases. So until one of those people, Judge Calderon, Judge Shoemaker, say something to you, relieving you of these orders, no contact. my ugly zeros? Right. You want to initial it? All right. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sean Lavette Williams.
Ms. Williams, you're hearing case 2014 MM1761AO on a failure to appear warrant for underlying charge of petty theft with a prior theft conviction. Was there an offer that was discussed with Ms. Williams for this morning?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer that was conveyed was an adjudication, credit time served, no return to Walmart, and cost of investigation in the amounts of $142.68 to OPD.
142?
142.68. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And is Ms. Williams represented by the Public Defender's Office already?
I did speak with Ms. Williams in the back. If we aren't
Yes.
appointed as a friend of the court, then I did speak with Ms. Williams, and she did, I spoke about the citizenship and probationary issues of entering a plea, as well as the enhanceability of pleading to petty theft, and she still concluded that you would like to enter a plea today.
All right.
PD is appointed, Your Honor.
All right, you are appointed on the case. That's
Thank
what,
you, Your
I'm
Honor.
figuring this case is pretty old, so it should, by this point, you should have gotten a PD. All right, ma'am, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, man, you put your hand down. You're here in case 2014 MM1761AO on a charge of petty theft with a prior theft conviction. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you, Mr. Brands, what plea you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
Ms. Williams, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest in this case, you're going to waive all the rights on that plea form?
Yes.
You understand you're waiving the right to have a trial, challenge the state's evidence, have Mr. Brands represent you at that trial? Do you understand that a conviction in this case can be used at a later time to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
Yes.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
For the purposes of this plea, Your Honor, yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on stipulation, the court will find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea with no contest, ma'am. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the
3 days.
3 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. The court costs and cost of prosecution in this case of $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. There's also $142.68 to the Orlando Police Department in cost of investigation. I'll make all those costs payable directly to the clerk within 3 years of today's date. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher Allen.
Mr. Allen, you're here in case 2021 CF 71010 on a charge of false imprisonment and battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Sorry, there was a warrant, for your arrest in this case. And that judge did find probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Deshae Davis. The last name is Davis.
And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Can you tell me how you know Mr. Allen?
That's my boyfriend. I have a child with him, my daughter's dad.
Right. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes. And
Are you afraid of him?
no, and I have a question. I don't know if I can ask you
All
or
right,
not.
well, let me finish my little line of questionings and then we can get to your question, all right?
Okay.
All right, has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Your Honor, I do have a 2021 misdemeanor non-arrest case. Same victim that occurred approximately June 13th.
Yeah, I mean, there's allegations in the affidavit that there were still injuries from prior instances. All right, ma'am, did any drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
All right. All right, ma'am, what was your question that you needed to ask?
Well, before they came to arrest him, I spoke with I don't know, somebody called me and asked basically if we wanted to proceed.
Yeah.
And I asked if the charges could be dropped, and he said they would, and they were going to send me a letter. But they
That was
weren't.
probably for the non-arrest case that was going on.
Well, no, I spoke to him actually the day before he was arrested. So he was arrested Thursday. I spoke to him Wednesday.
Yeah,
This
so there's another case where law enforcement was called. It looks like law enforcement took some testimony and they turned the case over to the state of Florida. But it sounds like the state of Florida reached out to you about that non-arrest case and see if you wanted to go forward with it. Not the allegations in this warrant I'm looking at right now. It's a separate instance.
Oh yeah, he told me it would be for the entire thing, but they told me to just come and ask you if the charges could be dropped since the warrant was already issued.
I don't know who you spoke to. They would have never I'm
Um,
not sure that person was an attorney because they would never said that because I'm not in charge of whether cases get dropped. That's the state of Florida's duty, not mine.
okay, yeah.
All right, Mr. Allen, in this case, I'm going to set your bond in count 1 in the amount of $2,500, count 2, $500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, sir. You have a great day, everybody.
You'll eventually probably get it.
They keep asking me to do that, but I'm like,
This is that case.
literally have no authority to do that.
You click this, see his other cases in Orange County.
No, I'm good.
Look at his date of birth. His date of birth is 9/24/92. So only these two are him.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Hector Pino, good morning, sir.
Mr. Pino, you're here in case 2021 CF 7505AO on a charge of battery and harassing a witness. I did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1 in amount of $1,000, count 2, $500. Condition of your bond is that you to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, sir. You have a great day.
Sir, can I ask you one question?
All right, we're gonna have to talk to Mr. Brands because everything you talked to me about is on the record.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. And what happened to Mr. Pope? Because that doesn't look like Mr. Pope. All right, this case 2021 CF 7477AO, Mr. Joshua Pope. I want to appoint the public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, does this prior DV case involve the same victim?
1 second, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I think we have Mr. Pope.
Mr. Pope decided to join us. All right, come on, Mr. Pope. Come on up. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name. Mr. Pope, you're here in case 2021 CF 7477 AO on charge of aggravated assault, domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in your case, amount of $2,500 is going to come with pretrial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to retrieve any personal items you have any shared residence with law enforcement. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I already appointed the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. You have any questions about the no contact order? And, sorry, state, go ahead.
Your Honor, just for the record, he has a 2018 misdemeanor bat DV, different victim, 2015 bat DV, different victim, 2013 bat DV, criminal mischief, different victim, another 13 bat DV, different victim, and a 2012 bat DV, also with a different victim.
All right. All right, Mr. Pope. I don't know what's going on, what's going to happen with this case, but we want to like see what's going on, figure out why this keeps happening. Just thoughts. I mean, unless you like, visiting us. I mean.
Your Honor, did you say the bond was 2,500?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Shantae Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you are here in case 2021 CF 7491 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, can you talk to me about Ms. Williams' prior domestic violence cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I said these two cases involve the same victim, but the way this all unfolded doesn't seem to be an isolated incident. Yes, Ms. Davis, when were these cases from? The last cases with the same victim, when they were from?
I have a 2016 misdemeanor non-arrest, victim being Erica Williams. I have a 18 misdemeanor assault DV, victim being Mr. Williams, Dwayne Williams. I have a 16 misdemeanor bat DV, victim being Dwayne Williams. And that's all I have in Orange County, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Williams, in count one, I'm going to set your bond amount of $3,500. Count two, $500 is going to come with pretrial release supervision that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Your Honor, was the bond on 125 or 35?
Yeah, I said 35. Yeah, I said 35 and 5.
35?
Yeah, 35 and 5. Correct. Their mom is a victim, so I didn't put them together, so I was going to do that. No, Shawnee Williams, the lady who had to sign the prints for the petty theft, she's a victim in this case. I forgot that. So I'll give her a see if she wants to be heard. B, then we can like step back, her step back, and I could deal, is that Miss Melendez behind her? All right. We'll come back to Miss Williams in a moment. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Rosa Melendez.
Ms. Melendez, you're here in case 2021 MM 4369AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor. Angelo Rodriguez.
Can you spell your last name?
Rodriguez.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Can you tell me how you know Ms. Melendez?
We've been together for 3 years. She has a 4-year-old little boy, and we have a 1-year-old daughter together.
All right. And do you want to have contact with Ms. Melendez while this case is pending?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you afraid of her?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
We had a little incident about 2.5 years ago, but nothing like this. Nothing like this. I just really believe, Your Honor, if I may, we kind of had a bad moment. Our 4-year-old is really sick. We hadn't slept the night before. We were up all night. There was a lot of tension. I was in a rush to go to work, and we had a bad moment. We had a bad moment.
That's called parenthood, sir. I was to say.
Hello.
That's called being a parent. There's gonna be some nights where you don't sleep. There's gonna be some nights where, days you don't sleep. Almost. Maybe like sleeping while your eyes are awake, open. This is, it's a job you signed up for.
I know.
All right. Did any drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
Negative, Your Honor.
All right. State, you got any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Melendez, Ron K. State, you said, I see, is a prior case from last year?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me double check real fast.
No, I want to see if there are any other cases out there. Because y'all told me somebody's on county probation, they ain't on county probation with these sheets too.
Yes, Your Honor. Out of Osceola, 2020. It was a BAT DV that was dropped due to victim being unwilling to prosecute.
All right, Ms. Melendez, in this case, going to set your bond amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You're going to have no contact with the victim in this case. You're going to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'm going to give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am.
Even with victim testimony, Your Honor, you're still ordering no contact?
Yeah, we just saw her for the same incidents, and the basis of what he's claiming as the reason for the violent outburst in this case was a lack of sleep, which is obviously something else is going on that feels that you need to resort to that to deal with a conflict in your relationship. Now, question, Mr. Rodriguez, do you all pay all your bills out of a shared bank account, or how do you guys handle the finances for your household?
I usually pay the bills, and she has her own little separate account.
All right. So I don't know, whoever's going to be living where. I don't know if you're going to be staying at the house or she's going to be staying at the house. I don't know how you guys are going to work that out. But those bills, the kids need to continue to be provided for while this case has been going on. All right.
Of course. And she cannot come back home.
If you're gonna be there, no. If you're not, if you wanna go stay somewhere else, then she can go back home. So I don't, that's something that, are you gonna be staying somewhere else, or are you gonna be staying at the house?
I'm most likely, I'm gonna stay home. I don't have nowhere else to go.
All right. Well, that's the answer to the question then. All right. Everybody have a great day. All right. There we go. All right, we're back on Ms. Williams, case 2021 CF 7491 AO. Now you do Ms. Shawnee Williams, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Shawnee Williams, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Please solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I can put your hand down. All right, ma'am. The young lady standing to your right is your daughter, correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to have contact with your daughter while this case is pending?
No.
That's the only thing I need to know. All right, thank you. That's all. Well, you were a victim in this case. I had to give you an opportunity to be heard, and they reminded me of that, so that's why I brought you back.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I have nothing to say.
All right, have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, now, Ms. Williams. All right, we've already set your bonds and your two charges. We're gonna move out the order pretrial release. You're not gonna have any contact with the victims in these cases. You're not gonna maintain a separate residence from these victims. I'll give you a one-time return to any law enforcement officer to retrieve any personal items you may have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. That includes any third-party contact with the various family members that are at this incident when this incident occurred. So you can't contact your parents through those people as well. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. You have a great day. No, I was telling her about third-party contact, because, you know, there were like 5 or 6 family members, but part of no contact order is no third-party contact, so I told her she can't use those family members to contact her parents. Like this case. Ms. Davis. Mr. Torres here.
Yeah, he's on county probation.
No, he ain't.
Osceola
I just looked at the JNS today.
has a hole for them.
He may not have completed his sentence, but he ain't on probation.
Okay.
He was supposed to, he was on almost like a conditional release from Osceola. All right, let's start this. All right, good morning, sir. Tell me your name.
Marquise Torres.
All right, Mr. Torres, you're here in case 2021 CT 4575AO for a charge of driving license suspended. They reviewed the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case amount of $1,000. Condition the bond, you're not allowed to operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And ma'am, can you tell me your name?
Laura Parani.
Again?
Laura Parani.
Ms. Parani, you are here in case 2021 CF 7494AO on charge of possession of cannabis and of more than 20 grams and 4 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to that charge. Condition your bond, will release you on pretrial release in all your counts in that case. Condition your pretrial release is this: not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. You also not have any contact with any co-defendants in this case, which would be Mr. Torres to your right. As well as Mr. Torres in your case, not have any contact with any possible witnesses in your case, which would be Ms., say your last name again one more time?
Parani.
Parani?
Parani.
Ms. Parani to your left.
So
We're going to appoint, say again?
So you saying I can't have contact with her
That would be correct, sir.
about the case, or just period?
That would be period,
Why is that, sir?
because you are a possible co-defendant in her case, and I would say, the law tells me that y'all shouldn't have contact with each other.
But it's not like a domestic case though.
No, that was the case from last year. Not the case, not talking about the domestic case from this year. But still, you can't be in a criminal enterprise. I don't care who you're, I don't know if it was your mom, your dad, your priest. You can't be in a criminal enterprise with anybody. So, doesn't matter who they are. This in this particular case happens to be your girlfriend or, I don't know how you guys clarify your relationship or define your relationship. All right?
Yeah, but we live together, so like I don't get how we gonna go around that. And she just got a weed charge, and like I don't understand it. Yeah. I respect that.
But I'm saying, so, all right, let's say you and your mom, you live together with your mom still. You and your mom are now have a cannabis business inside your house. So you think that a judge should allow you guys to have contact with each other?
Honestly,
I'm just saying, like, is that a smart idea? Like, would that be a way to like make the system run and prevent actually justice actually happen and systems actually function the way it's supposed to? Maybe beneficial to you, but it's not beneficial to the system or to everybody else in your community. So, that's just where it is right now. Now, that means maybe temporary. I don't know what the state of Florida is going to do. They may file your case, drop your case. I have no clue. But it looks like right now, according to Ms. Davis, that you're being held for Osceola County anyways, based on what your sentence between you and Judge Jansevich. It looked like, to me, it'd be a conditional release kind of sentence. You're supposed to do some certain things that, may have not gotten done.
Can you say that last part again? I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like I couldn't tell while I was reading your sentencing from Osceola County.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like you're on probation necessarily, but it looks like you're on some kind of.
I was on probation.
Okay.
I got a month left.
All right. Well, like Osceola County is gonna be like, I guess they're looking for you, so you gotta go talk to Judge Jansevich. So you're probably not gonna get released anyways today.
Yeah.
All right.
Even if I do pay the bond, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you probably get sitting on Osceola for tomorrow.
So as far as the driving case, what do I do with that? Because in order for me to even go to Osceola County, don't I have to pay this bond?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Probably.
Like before they transfer me over there, I have to pay this. Okay.
Yep. There you go. There's your answer. I don't know about that. That's outside my little wheelhouse. Yes, ma'am.
So what do I need?
For witnesses.
Get out of here.
Witnesses, co-defendants. All right. I'm appointing both public defender representing you both, but obviously somebody's gonna get regional conflict, somebody else is gonna get the public defender. Everybody have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Desiree Alicia.
Ms. Alicia, you're here in case 2019 CF 12892 AO for failure to appear warrant. Judge, in that case, set your bond at no bond. I believe you're already represented by the public defender's office in that case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anderson refused court.
All right, this case 2021 CF 7487 AO. Want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Anderson in this case.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
He's here on charge of possession of methamphetamine. Did find probable cause for his arrest. Going to stay his bond amount of $1,000. No drugs, no alcohol, no associating with any known drug dealers or drug users. He's out on bond in cases 2021 CF 4417 AO and 2021 MM 1231 AO. Going to revoke those bonds. He just released on 6/17 and we'll set new bonds at $0 in his cases. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Charles Bell.
Mr. Bell, you're here in 2018 CF 4864 BO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge, in that case, set your bond at no bond in your case. Make condition your bond and no contact with any victims or witnesses and no return to the scene of the location. Does he already have a public defender? I couldn't tell. All right. You already had a public defender representing you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
But if he was out on PCR or say and picked up this new one, we have to document because we're trying to see how many people are on PCR.
Sorry, pick it up. Picking up steam. I'm good. We're picking up steam now. We're rolling.
It doesn't matter, we're not tracking it. So try to pay attention to these. If they say like, oh, you were on PCR, I'm like, oh.
Good morning. Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Tammy Gonzalez.
And you're here in case 2021 CF 7503 AO on charge of prostitution with a third subsequent violation. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to say your bond in that case in amount of $1,000. Condition your bond is you not return to the scene of the location. You not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Going to appoint the public defender represents you in this case. You are out on bond in case 2021 CF 3408 AO for charges of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to revoke those bonds. I'm going to set new bonds in count 1 in the amount of $5,000, count 2, $2,000. Condition that bond, no contact with any drug, no return to the scene of location, no drugs, no alcohol. I mean, not associated with any known drug dealers or drug users in that case. You have a great day, ma'am.
What's my bond?
Is total $7,000? $8,000. No drugs, no alcohol, no associated with any known drug dealers, drug users. Can't go back to the hot spot where they were arresting everybody last night. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Chase.
Mr. Chase, you're here in case 2021 CF 7488 AO on charge of aggravated assault and criminal mischief. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bonds as set in this case amount $2,500 and $1,000. Condition of the bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. Let me check one more thing. I want to say maintain a separate residence because I see it this happening at the same complex where you live. But
Your Honor, we just asked for a,
you gotta say at least 500 feet away.
yes.
So we gotta say 500 feet away from the residence of this victim, and you gotta say 500 feet. You gotta say 500 feet at least away from the victim as well. No direct contact, no indirect contact, no social media, no carrier pigeons, no contact. You understand? No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, sir. You have a great day, sir. Yes. That's what no contact means, but. All right, it's 2021 CF 1053 AO. Things are represented by the public defender's office.
Waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, so failure to appear bond, bonds 1,100 on each of one of the counts. Will remain as set. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. Stephen Glide Oak Jr.
I'm sorry, it's still the morning. All right, so good morning, Mr. Hogan. I said good afternoon. Good morning. You are here in case 2021 CF 71210 on charges of trafficking in methamphetamine of like 28 grams or more. And you're also here in 2021 CF 71210 on charges of trafficking in 1 kilogram of GHB based on the warrant affidavit in this case. The judge has already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set bond in your K2 charges in amount of $250,000 on each count. Condition of bond, no drugs, no alcohol, no return to the scene of the location where this incident happened, no associated with any known drug dealers or drug users, Anybody that's going to bond you out on this particular charge is, in a particular case, is going to comply with Florida Statute 903.046, sub 2, sub F. Needs to file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from any illegal or illicit activity.
Your Honor, I believe the warrant had stipulated $100,000 on each charge.
Yep, correct.
So you're changing the warrant amount?
I am, because of this reason. You're out on bond in 2019, CF 159120. In 2020, CF 12745AO for alleged trafficking in methamphetamine in each one of those cases. I'm going to revoke those bonds. I'm going to set bonds at $0 in those 2 cases. I think you already appointed attorneys in those cases. You have a great day, sir.
You revoked in the 19 and the 20 case?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jeremiah Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, you're here in case 2021 CF 4512AO for violation of a conditioner's release in 3 counts. Judge signed your warrant, set your bond at $0 in that case. Your bond's going to remain at $0. And in 2021 CT 2901, I'm not going to take any action on that case. I believe you already had a public defender appointed to represent you. You have a great day, sir. All right, this is Jose Ledesma in case 2018 CF 13474AO. I think I got to appoint the public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ledesma is here on charge of possession of a firearm by convicted felon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The judge signed his warrant, set his bonds at $25,000 on count 1, $10,000 on count 2. Conditions: no contact with the victim. I want to say no return to the scene, may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release.
I don't know if pretrial can let us know, the detainer for surrendering his passport, is that due to one of the sexual battery child cases?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Hunter Manigo.
Mr. Manigo, you're here in case 2021 CF 7493AO for a charge of cultivation of cannabis. Did review the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. You're also here in case 2021 CF 7475AO for charge of sexual battery. The judge signed your warrant in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case in the amount of $250,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim, or the victim's family. You not return to the scene of the location of the incident. That you must surrender any weapons or firearms you have. Any weapons or firearms need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not have any unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. As your cultivation of cannabis case, I'm going to stay that bond amount of $1,000. Condition that bond, you must not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
Sorry, what was the bond amount?
Still 1,000. I stated at 1,000. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in both of these cases. You have a great day, sir. All right, we're going to ask Mr. Branch a question because everything you asked me is on the record. It's right there. Mr. Branch is coming to you. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
LaTracy Mathis.
Ms. Mathis, you're here in case 2021 CF 7482AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm and battery. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count one, amount $2,500. Count one, $2,500 is count one, $1,000 is the count two. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from these victims. I'm sorry, no return to the scene of the location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. You have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. My name is Pierre Christopher.
What name?
Christopher Pierre.
What happened to Mr. Payne? All right. I'll do Mr. Pierre first. Mr. Pierre, you're here in case 2021 CF 7486AO on charge of burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond in count one, amount of $5,000, and count two, $500. Condition your bond, no return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no weapons, no firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. You are out on pretrial release in case 2021 MM 159AO. Court's going to revoke that pretrial release in that case, going to set new bonds at $0 as to that matter. I believe you already had a public defender representing you in that case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. My name is Lakeith Payne.
Mr. Payne, you're here in case 2021 CF 7481AO on charge of possession of cocaine and disorderly conduct. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond in this case, amount of $1,000 as account one, and I'm going to set your bond account two, an amount of $100. Condition of the bond is no contact with any no contact with victims or witnesses, no return to the scene, no drugs, no alcohol. You may not associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users. You're out on appoint the public defender to represent you. You're out on ROR in case 2021 CF 2415AO. Say that you guys file on this case.
Yes, Your Honor, we did file on it. We ended up filing count one, the grand theft motor vehicle, count two, petty theft, an M1, and count three, a petty theft, an M2.
So no criminal, just 2 counts petty theft?
No, criminal mischief, M1, and a petty theft, M2.
Okay, M1 petty theft.
So 3 charges instead of 6.
All right. All right, Ms. Payne, in case 2021 CF 2415AO, court finding probable cause that you commit a new law offense while you're out on bond. In this case, you're going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. That's that matter. Get in front of your division judge for a bond hearing if you think you're entitled to release on that case. You have a great day, sir.
No bond now? No bond status?
Not as to the old case, no. Back up. Hanging up on me out here?
Rondell? You refuse, Your Honor.
All right, this case 2021 CF 7408, Ms. Rundell. Want to appoint the public defender to represent her.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
She's here on charges of prostitution with a third or subsequent offense. They found probable cause after review of the affidavit for that charge. Going to stay her bond in amount of $1,000. Condition of bond, no return to the scene, no drugs or alcohol, no associating herself with any known drug users or drug dealers. She's out on bond for another prostitution charge in case 2021 CF 4572 AO. Going to revoke that bond, set new bond is $0 as to that charge. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. My name is David Sertwell.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7509 AO on charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. They reviewed a charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause. Question. It says overline arrest. I saw this happen on, I guess it would be 785 University Road. I don't know why I have a Orange County Sheriff's Office arrest report instead of an affidavit. I just wanted to know. It says overline arrest. Is that the 70585 University Road in Seminole County or Brevard County or something? I mean, it's not an affidavit. I mean, this is an arrest report, but, which I can use. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I'll make sure that it wasn't gonna come back. All right, sir, I'm gonna set your bond in this case in an amount of, it says stay your bond in the case amount of, We'll set your bond in this case in an amount of $2,500. You're gonna cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim. You don't return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. If you have a question, you got to ask Mr. Brands before you leave, okay? All right.
Yep.
Yeah, reduced it, yeah. Sorry.
That was 2,500 in PTR.
Yes, ma'am.
No contact with victims.
No contact with the victim, no return. And any witnesses, no return, and no weapons, no firearms.
He does have an immigration detainer.
And I guess, Mr. Schwell, you have you have a hold from Immigration Customs Enforcement, so you may have to talk to them before you're able to bond out, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. All right, have a great day. All right, have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, good morning. My name is Julio Soto.
Mr. Soto, you are here in case 2021 CF 7485 AO on a charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in your case in an amount of $3,500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision, that you have no contact with the victim in these cases, that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Check one more thing. You don't live with this victim, correct?
No.
All right, you're going to now return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Antoine Stanley.
Ms. Stanley, here in case 2021 CF 56170 on charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery. The judge signing your warrant in that case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Want to state your bonds as set in that case, amount $2,500 and $1,000. Condition in those bonds that you not return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or any witnesses, no weapons, no firearms. Any weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. You're also arrested in 2021 MM 4381 AO on charge of prostitution. I did review the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Want to state your bond in that case amount of $500. Condition that bond, you're not allowed to return to the scene of the location, not allowed to associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in your two cases.
Okay.
You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 532 AO. In that case, going to find a probable cause that you committed a new law offense. In that case, going to
Your Honor,
revoke that bond, set a new bond of $0. Yes, sir.
State's filed on that out-of-bond case yet, if that is for your consideration, and perhaps just setting a higher monetary bond for the out-of-bond case.
Let's see. This warrant, can't tell. Well, two questions. State, did you file on the case yet?
No, Your Honor.
Second question, if you didn't file on the case, this aggravated assault case, did it happen while she was out on bond? Because I can't tell, I don't have the probable cause.
It appears there was an arrest warrant for the grand theft motor vehicle. She was arrested on it February 27th.
Right.
And she bonded.
Yes, you bonded on March 3rd, so the question I had was the aggravated assault case that happened.
Your Honor.
Wait.
For the ag assault case, the alleged dates was September 14th of 2020.
Okay. All right.
She was not out on bond.
Ms. Stanley, in your grand theft motor vehicle case, of course, still gonna revoke that bond, gonna set a new bond in the amount of $12,000. Condition that bond, no contact with any victims, no return to the scene of the location.
Okay, so I got a bond on that case?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Stanley, have a great day. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Van
Oh,
Diver.
sorry, whoa. Sorry.
Van Diver refused court, Your Honor.
All right, this is Van Diver. I think she's already represented by the Public Defender's Office in her two cases, 2021 CF 592 AO and 2020 CF 11071 AO.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, in 2020 CF 592, she's here for failure to appear warrant. Judge set her bond at $0. In the 11071 AO case, failure to appear warrant, judge set her bond at $5,000 is gonna remain as set. All right. Sorry about that, sir. Good morning. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Wallach, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2020 CF 7321 AO for failure to appear. Judge in that case set your bond amount of $0. You're also here in case 2021 CF 6919 on charges of armed burglary of a dwelling with a firearm, burglary of a dwelling, grand theft of a firearm in 1, 2, 3, 4 counts, and grand theft. State, what do you, the judge already signed your warrant, has already found probable cause for your arrest. Say what you asked me to do as to count 1.
As to count one, it is a punishable by life offense. State is asking that you hold him no bond pending an ARPA hearing.
And I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in that case, Mr. Wallach. Mr. Brands, do you have a response to what the state's request is?
No argument, Your Honor, just he is entitled to a full evidentiary hearing downtown.
All right. Mr. Wallach, you're going to stay your bond in count one, amount of $0. Going to stay your bonds as set in count two, amount of $5,000. And in counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, going to stay your bond amount of $250. Condition of those bonds: no return to the scene or location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. You may not be able to possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. So you asking for any other conditions?
Not at this time, Your Honor, since he's held no bond.
Have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
I'm Dora Watkins.
Ms. Watkins, you're here in case 2021 CF 7215 AO on charge of racketeering, conspiracy to commit a racketeering, trafficking in 25 grams of more or 300 plants or more of cannabis in 2 counts. The judge signed your warrant in these cases already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in count 1, amount of $500,000, count 2, $100,000, count 3, $50,000, and count 4, $25,000. Condition of the bond: you have no contact with any witnesses or co-defendants in that case. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And whoever is going to post bond for you in this case needs to comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F. You need to file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from the illegal illicit activity or from the crime that you're being charged with. I apologize. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case.
Okay.
All right. Everybody have a great day.
Oh, just a moment,
He's
Your
gonna
Honor.
write something for me. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Robert Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 7339 AO on charges of racketeering and conspiracy to commit racketeering. The judge signed your warrant in case.
Your Honor, I don't believe that's Mr. Williams.
You said Williams, right?
Robert.
Robert Williams.
7373?
Robert Williams. Hold on. Wait. Oh, got it. Sorry. Apologize. Sorry, Mr. Robert Williams. Wrong Williams. You're here in case 2021 CF 73730 on charges of dealing in stolen property and petty theft. This is a warrant case, correct? Yep. The judge signed your warrant in this case already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bonds as set. $3,500 is the count 1 and $500 is the count 2. Condition of the bond: no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no secondhand pawn transactions, no pawn shops. You may not enter any pawn shops. You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 642 AO. And state you file on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we have. We ended up filing a resisting with violence, an F3, and an F3 criminal mischief over 1,000.
So, were there 3 counts originally?
3 counts originally and down to 2.
Right.
Originally, it came in with 2 Criminal mischief over 1,000, we only filed on one.
All right, Mr. Williams, what kind of criminal mischief are we talking? Give me a little facts here that.
It occurred back in January. Law enforcement responded to the scene to a vehicle accident involving a pedestrian. A crash investigation issued both the driver and the pedestrian a citation. Pedestrian was unhappy, threw his paperwork on the ground. Pedestrian threw his bike on the ground, causing it to hit another vehicle. Transported the defendant to the hospital. Shook the hospital bed with such force causing damage to the bed. And then in the vehicle, he kicked the door and the frame, damaging the vehicle. I can read the information to figure out if it's the bike hitting the vehicle, the hospital bed, or the law enforcement vehicle.
All right.
I don't know which one we charged.
All right, Ms. Williams, in your case, I am going to revoke your bonds as set. I'm going to set count one, an amount of $5,000, count two, an amount of $2,500, and count three, an amount of $2,500. Condition, no contact with
Your Honor, we
victims.
only filed with 2 charges.
Oh, you said three.
It came in as 3.
Oh, it came in as three, I'm sorry. So $5,000 on count one, $2,500 on count two, and RR you on any other charges that are outstanding. Condition, no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. You're a young man, Mr. Williams. I don't know what's going on, but this is not juvenile court. They're gonna send you to prison. You're gonna be holding somebody's pocket. All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. You can tell me your name, please.
Court Williams.
Mr. Williams, you are here in case 2021 CF 739 AO on charges of racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering. The judge signed your warning. Your case did find probable cause for your arrest. 1 second. Bond in count one is $500,000. Count two, $250,000. Addition of those bonds, no contact with any witnesses or co-defendants, no drugs, no alcohol. Whoever's going to be bonding you out in that case needs to comply with Florida Statute 903.046, sub 2, sub F, and file an affidavit with the court alleging that, attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from illegal or illicit activity. You're also arrested in case 2020 CF 7484 AL on charge of cannabis of over 20 grams and possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver. Going to stay your bonds are set at $1,150. Condition that bond, no drugs, no alcohol. May not associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users from that case. No.
Your Honor, you stayed both of those bonds?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Point at one point, the public defender to represent you. Have a great day, sir. Go ahead. You're gonna use every conflict attorney we got in that case. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Ms. Wing, you're here in case 2021 CF 1125 AO on charge of failure to appear warrant. The judge signed that warrant, set your bond at $0. You're also here in 2020 MM 2655 AO for a failure to appear warrant. Judge set your bond amount of $1,500. I want to make a condition that you have no contact with any victims. In that case, you're not returned to the scene of the location where that incident happened. I think you already appointed the public defender in these cases. You have a great day, ma'am. All right, this is Francis Avila. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him.
We'll waive the,
Her, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
As I heard, I said represent her.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, she's here on a violation of probation, case 2012 CF 3601 AO. Bond set at none. Bond's going to remain at none. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Ross, you're here in case 2020 CF 9019 AO for violation of community control. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. I believe, sir, you are a violent felony offender, special concern, not gonna be entitled to release on this case until your violation of probation is completed. We're gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Robert Brown Jr.
Mr. Brown, you're here in a Duval case. I guess it says C16111615. Judge in that case, sign your warrant, set your bond at no bond on your 2 charges. I want to give you the public defender while you're here at my jail. We'll get you on to Duval County as soon as we can. All right, you have a great day, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Huey.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Ms. Huey's here from a VOP warrant from out of county in Lake County, case 2021 CF 600. Our bond set at none, bonds remain at none. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Great.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Jacqueline Pittman.
Ms. Pittman, you are here in case 2021 CF 1768B from a charge in Marion County. The judge in Marion County set your bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna stay at no bond. We're gonna appoint you the public defender while you're here at my jail. We're hoping to get you to Marion County as soon as we can. You have a great day, ma'am. All right, does anybody have anything for the better of the order before we go into recess?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Anything's wrong.
Mr. Brands, you got anything?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Davis?
No. Off the record.
All right, see everybody next week, I'm sorry.
Way longer than. All right, we're back on the record. It's 1:02 p.m., Friday, June 25th, 2021. If I could have counsel for the parties, please put your appearance on record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Brenda Eugene on behalf of the State Attorney.
Tyler Brands, on behalf of the Office of Public Defender.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter, previously sworn.
Thank you. If you could please connect to the headset and verify she can hear you.
Certainly, Your Honor. Allow me just a moment, please. Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm the defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Excellent. Ma'am, please tell me your name.
Juliana Gutierrez Palacio.
Juliana Gutierrez Palacio.
21 CF 7498. You're here charged with aggravated assault, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
1 second, Your Honor. No.
She qualifies for pretrial release.
Your Honor, given that she has no history, it is no objection to putting her on PTR. But however, given that there was a knife involved, state would ask for bond objection with PTR.
All right, ma'am, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. I'm also going to require that you post a monetary bond. However, I'll reduce that bond significantly. The monetary bond you'll have to post on count 1 will be $1,000, and on count 2 will be $100. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Sí.
Yes.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
You have to comply with any plans set in place by DCF. All right, good luck, ma'am. I think that's all we have for the interpreter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
As well. Right, we can say that, it's Friday. Please tell me your name.
Isaac Bridger.
CF 7510, you're here charged with abuse of an elderly or disabled adult, battery dating violence, resisting an officer without violence, and violation of a condition of pretrial release. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, can I approach? May I approach?
Yes. Bridger, way far down. The what? Or the- Yeah.
Bridges.
These are the ones we skipped. I have a whole handful we skipped. I was just gonna do them after Bridger. That's what. There was a stack that I don't know why, but he came, so we did his case first. All right, sir, there is probable cause in this case. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000, count 2 is $100, count 3 is $100, and count 4 is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am. We were just trying to get no contact, and I apologize.
Mr. Bridger?
I didn't
Mr.
know.
Bridger.
Tell me what no contact means.
No contact whatsoever, not.
You can't call her on the phone, you can't go to her house.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I didn't get to go to first appearance last time. I didn't know there was no contact when I bonded out at first.
Okay. You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition.
Your Honor, I don't believe an information has been filed either on the out on bond case.
Your Honor, it just happened, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So it has been a reasonable time period for an information to be filed.
I'm trying to figure out if there are any other conditions I need to order on this case, because I recall reading something about here, they cleared him of any possible overdose.
Yeah, now,
Sir, you can tell me anything you'd like, but everything you say is on the record. It's being recorded and it can be used against you later.
yes, ma'am.
So, again, you can say anything you want. I just want to make sure you understand the state can use it later. All right, so those will be the conditions on that. Additionally, I'm ordering that you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings, but you can't coordinate that with her because you're not allowed to contact her. You understand that? As to the out on bond case, can you verify, Ms. May, this is the exact same victim?
It is, Your Honor. Do you know the underlying facts of that case?
I don't.
Would you like?
You have the information?
I have the affidavit, Your Honor.
Oh. Yeah, if you have it, can you bring it up?
Like a-
While she's doing that, Mr. Brands, oh, I'll wait.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
I'll wait a minute.
Yeah, usually takes a second.
I was going to tell you that I found your arguments very compelling until I re-reviewed the affidavit, where at the end, it states, while at the BRC, Isaac made several verbal statements, he would kill that bitch for this, referring to Audra. Did you see that? It's this affidavit, not the new one. It's the one for this arrest. I did find your arguments compelling, and then I was reviewing that, and that's concerning to the court.
Yes, Your Honor. In regards to his out on bond, I just brought you the affidavit for that. And that one, it alleges that he held a coffee pot over her head. I don't know. Hold on.
Take a drink of water. It's a minute. Give yourself a minute.
He held a coffee pot over her head, done it in a threatening manner, later poured out some of the coffee on her head, and then poured it on the ground. He then got on top of her, and she tried to get him off of her and hit her. She hit him in the back of the head to get her off of her. I understand the new allegations are a pillow thrown and something else. However, given her state that she's not able to defend herself and she's in a wheelchair, state would ask that you revoke his out on bond.
As to that, if I may, Your Honor, as to
Yeah.
that out on bond case, he did get bond even under those facts found in the affidavit. Further, the comments he made at the end of this current charge, the affidavit of the current charges, I believe he was recovering from a possible overdose. I would have you consider that in his comments as well.
Then I'll order that he's not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. However, I am at this time going to revoke his bond in 21 CF 6974. Mr. Bridger, you need to stay in contact with your attorney so they can file a motion to change that in front of the trial judge, okay? Just don't, they'll change it in front of the trial judge.
I'll send an email.
Please tell me your name.
Billy Higdon.
He's gonna be in city council. He's here.
21MO728, you're here charged with open container of an alcoholic beverage. There is probable cause. Is there an offer?
Withhold of adjudication and credit time served, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Higdon. We went over the terms of that offer as well as the citizenship and probationary issues of entering entering a plea today. And I believe Mr. Higdon would like to enter a plea.
Sir, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
I do.
All right, put your hand down, sir. You heard what Mr. Branch just said to the court. Is that what you'd like to do today?
Yes.
And you had a chance to speak with him about the rights you'll be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights? Do you have any questions for me?
No. No, Your Honor.
All right, you understand if you're on probation, this plea will violate that probation.
I'm on what?
If you're on probation anywhere,
Oh, I'm not. No.
I believe you, but I have to ask everyone because I don't know. I have a little bit of information about you.
Okay.
So if you were on probation in New York, this would violate that, and I wouldn't know that.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
You also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
Okay.
Mr. Higdon, did I see you last month?
Yes, you did on the 25th.
You look very familiar. I feel like we've had this conversation before, and you told me you understood those rights then. You still understand them, right?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything other than the state's offer to get you to enter this plea today?
No.
All right, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge of open container of an alcoholic beverage?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. Sir, do you have a job?
Yes.
Do you have a home?
I do, but I don't know the number.
But you have a place to live?
Pardon?
You have a place to live?
I can't hear well.
You have a place to live?
No.
You don't. I'm going to reduce that to a lien. All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
I spoke to Mr. Higdon as a friend of the court, Your Honor.
Yes, I did not appoint you. Yes. Okay. I do. I just need it so we can recall the case. So let's go ahead and do the next case while the clerk pulls that paperwork and we'll recall it. Oh. Good luck, Mr. Higdon. 21MO729. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office in this case. There is probable cause. Mr. Brands, do you want to waive her appearance?
Is this Ms. Mack?
Yes.
Yes, we'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. I'll stay the bond at 250 and 100, and I'm not going to revoke her out on bond case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, please. Sir, please tell me your name.
Anthony Green.
21 CF 7499. You're here charged with domestic battery by strangulation and tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you two living together?
No, ma'am.
All right. Then you don't need to go back to her residence.
No, I don't have to go to her residence. No.
All right. So I'm going to order that you're not allowed to return to her residence for any reason or be within 500 feet of her residence. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Does the state have a position as to his out on bond case?
Your Honor, state actually has an offer for that case if you would like to resolve it today. An adjudication credit time served on the no valid.
No, I'm inclined to revoke it.
Your Honor, it is 2 years since the charge of no valid driver's license. He has, I believe, been participating in a payment plan to get his driver's license reinstated. So he is participating with the court and working along with those officials to deal with this case. If you do decide to revoke, I would just have you set a higher monetary bond to.
I'm not going to. I'll take no action on that case. Good luck, sir. Oh, is this the recall? All right, thank you. When they get her back, we'll do it. Please tell me your name. 21MM4378, you're here charged with battery dating violence. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yeah, I was done, planning that anyways.
All right. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together?
We live with each other occasionally when the schedule, like work schedules, we have time for each other, that's when we would see each other.
All right, well, you can't do that now. Do you have any belongings at his residence that you need to gather?
Of course, that's what this whole situation came about.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am, I do have belongings over there.
All right, I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather those, but you can't coordinate that with him. You understand?
Oh, of course, I'm not gonna communicate with this guy at all, I'm done.
Do not return except the one time with law enforcement. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just making sure you're on your toes. And then Dexter, whenever you can get her back, I'm ready. I got the paperwork from the clerk. All right, I understand. Please tell me your name.
Nicholas Goulet.
21MM388. You're here charged with battery dating violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
Your Honor,
Yes.
may I inquire as to PTR qualification?
The defendant stated that he lives in Oregon, but he gave like an Orlando address. Just, I guess, conflicting information.
I have other friends that live here, Your Honor. I can get the addresses on my phone if you need.
Is he able to be re-interviewed, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, say that again,
Is he
Mr.
able
Prince.
to be re-interviewed, Your Honor, by chance?
He can be, but are you planning to stay in Orlando or are you planning to return to Oregon?
Return to Oregon as soon as possible. Stay with the friends for a couple of nights, then leave.
All right. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Affirmative, Your Honor.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You don't live in the same house, right?
We do.
You do.
I was wondering, Your Honor, with the no contact, I've been calling him throughout this today, and we've worked everything out. He's tried to call the court multiple times today.
So you can't work it out now because this is a crime. So this is the state of Florida versus Nicholas Goulet.
Okay, understood.
So you'll have to wait and see what the state attorney's office decides to do. But from this point forward, you can't have any contact with him.
Okay, Your Honor, would it be possible if I can get my phone so I can call my friend for the bond money? And
You can't get your phone while you're incarcerated. You can make a phone call. They have phones you can use, but they're not going to give you your phone.
Okay.
You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
He was also planning on paying the bond, Your Honor. Is that possible?
I can't order him to do or not to do anything. This court doesn't have jurisdiction over him.
Would it be possible I can make a one-time phone call to him to explain the situation?
No, you can't have any contact with him. So call the public defender's office and they'll tell you who your attorney is and you can work with them.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't see any drugs or alcohol, right?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, sir. I need to have the attorneys please put your appearance on the record one more time. I think it didn't catch it the first time.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Brenda Eugene on behalf of the State Attorney's Office.
Tyler Brands on behalf of the Office of Public Defender.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Lawrence.
21MM4377. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, can I inquire as to PTR qualification on this case as well, please?
It says no. That's all I have. Do you know why he didn't qualify?
We didn't interview him, Your Honor.
Do you know why?
He was in safe book.
All right.
No, I don't think so.
I can order that he can be screened for pretrial release. Alternatively, his bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't possess or consume alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription. And while on pretrial release, if qualified, you'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Good luck, sir. I'm sorry? So you two don't live together? All right. Then,
told by the officer last night that I would see a judge in the morning and given the status, they'd probably just let me go because they weren't any charges.
no, I'm the judge, but that's not how it works. So the state attorney's office is prosecuting you, so you'll have to talk to your attorney, and the victim will talk to the state attorney's office, and they'll make a charging decision, but the judge can't dismiss the case. I don't have jurisdiction to do that. It says, all right, so then don't worry about the maintain separate and one-time return. He doesn't need that. Just strike both of those. Just
So are
no
you gonna
victim contact.
Do a no return instead of the separate residence?
Yes, no return to that residence. I just need to make sure you heard that, sir. You can't go back to his house. You understand? You can't go back to his house? Okay. Good luck. Thank you, sorry. Please tell me your name.
Kayla Tyler.
21 MM 4376. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Sir, do you wish to testify?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor, he said he did not want to testify?
Yeah, he doesn't want to testify. She qualifies for pretrial release.
Your Honor, given we don't have victim input here today, state has no objection.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can't have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? I can't hear you. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you two living together? Yes, please.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
So since we are out here on vacation and we are in the same hotel, we are here with her aunt, and her aunt stays on a different floor, and me and her were staying on the same floor. Is it all right if can we still stay in separate rooms, or we can't be in the same hotel at all?
So the court doesn't have jurisdiction to order you to do anything, but I've ordered that she can't have contact with you. So you can stay in the hotel. She can be in the hotel, but if she sees you, she has to turn around and walk the other direction.
Okay.
Because if you two have contact, she's the one that can be arrested for that.
Okay.
But it also means you can't travel back with him because you're not allowed to have contact. So you can't be in the car together, you can't be on a plane together, no contact. You understand that? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Yeah, Your Honor, are you gonna allow her to return to Texas, back to Texas?
Yes. All right, good luck. Good luck, sir.
It's Z, right? Because Z.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's Miss Gutierrez? All right, this is case number 21 CF 7498. Previously handled, however, now we have a witness.
We also need Spanish interpreter.
I'm sorry?
We need Spanish interpreter, Your Honor, as well.
Oh, sir, do you need a Spanish interpreter?
No.
Okay, so just she does? Thank you, Mr. Branson.
Of course.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has already been sworn.
Thank you. Ma'am, please confirm that you can hear the interpreter in the headset.
Sí.
There is contact, Your Honor.
This is 21 CF 7498. We previously handled this case today, but now we have a witness here. And let me ask, sir, do you wish to testify?
What do you mean by testifying?
Do you want to talk to me about what happened, or
We just had a argument.
wait, before you, if you want to talk to me, I have to swear you in.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name.
Juan Valencia.
All right, I'm going to let the prosecutor ask you some questions.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you please state your relationship to Miss Gutierrez?
Husband.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Do you want to have contact with her?
Yes.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
I think she's suffering from some kind of depression. She's new to this country. We had a long distance relation for about 3 years. We have a 3-year-old. She was supposed to be here before, but the COVID pushed everything back about 2 years. So that made a huge impact in our relation. We keep fighting because we have a 3-year-old and we have a baby on the way. And then I think she's been suffering from depression from being here alone because we don't have any family here. I don't have any family members. I grew up in Massachusetts, and everyone is there. Nobody's here for her, for me. And I think things got out of control yesterday. And I just wanted to leave the house so I can breathe and take my son away so he doesn't see us arguing anymore. And things got out of control, and I needed help because I was afraid of me taking the wrong action by defending myself, and I just called the police so she can understand that she cannot continue screaming at me and treating me like the way she was treating me. But I need her back.
Okay, sir. So has anything like this ever happened before, got out of control like this before, or is this the first time?
Sometimes she can get very upset by throwing stuff. We try to push me to. I try to talk to her many times. I don't know what's wrong with her and her mind. All I know is that
I understand this is really hard. Let me tell you what I've already done, because we addressed her case before you came in. But I appreciate that you're here, and I wanted to make sure that,
I'm alone with my son at home.
right. I reduced her bond amount, and I placed her on a program that we call pretrial release. I ordered that she's not allowed to have any contact with you and that she's not allowed to return to the home. It sounds to me like what you're saying today is you do want contact with her. Is that correct? You have to answer out loud. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So oftentimes in cases like this, I order no contact because I think sometimes it's better for everyone if everyone gets a break.
I'm just I have to work because I have a lot. I'm the only one working, and I cannot do it with my son.
I understand.
There's help that I can get some people, but they cannot be here soon.
So here's the thing. This court doesn't have jurisdiction to, I can't give you any help. Now, there are some programs that she may qualify for later, but that's in front of a different judge, and I can't tell you how long that will take. So if I let her return to the home and I allow her to have contact with you, this could happen again. Do you want to take that chance?
Yes. I need her. I need to know.
All right, I'm going to change my order and allow her to have peaceful contact with you. Ma'am, peaceful contact means no hostile contact. You can't even raise your voice at him. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You can't threaten him with a knife. You can't hit him. You can't push him. Peaceful contact only. Is that clear?
Yes.
Your Honor, are you also striking the separate residences?
Yes. I'm going to allow her to return home with peaceful contact. No, she's not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You understand? All the other conditions remain the same. All right, I'll change my order based on your testimony here today, sir. Make sure that you stay in touch with the state attorney's office because there might be some programs that she could qualify for, but I don't have jurisdiction to do that today. You understand?
Thank you. She really needs some kind of help try with her depression and her being aggressive. I just like her what's going on, especially that she's pregnant. She has a baby.
Right, I understand. And I think 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people. There could also be postpartum depression. There's a lot of things that could go into that, but I can't give you any help today. So once she gets out, she's going to return to the home. But she's only allowed to have peaceful contact with you. You understand that? All right, good luck, ma'am. Good luck, sir. Thank you for coming. Please tell me your name.
Brandon Miller.
21 CT 4576, you're here charged with DUI. There's probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, and you can't drive without a valid Florida license. Do you understand that?
I do, ma'am.
You also can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Good luck.
Ma'am.
Oh. And then so did Haram Vora. Please tell me your name. I'm sorry, one more time. A capias was issued for your arrest in 19 CT 7319 for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of leaving the scene of an accident without giving information. Your bond is $750. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Michael Brito.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 7469, charging you with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, dealing in stolen property, receiving money from a pawnbroker using false verification, and petty theft. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $3,500 on count 2, $1,000 on count 3, and $500 on count 4. You're not allowed to return to the scene, and you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witness in this case, and you're not allowed to pawn anything. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I'll take no action on the out-of-bond case. Good luck, sir. I'm just throwing all the bonded at you. Please tell me your name.
Justin Gandy.
21 CF 7496. You're here charged with possession of MDMA. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have contact with any known drug dealers. I'm inclined to revoke his out-on-bond case. He's out on bond for possession of alprazolam.
I believe he is in the process of working with his attorney and the court to resolve that case. I would have you either take no action or just set a higher monetary bond instead of setting at 0.
Mr. Gandy, you understand that while you're out on bond for a criminal offense, you can't commit a new law violation. You understand that? And you understand that if you do that, the court can revoke your bond and hold you at no bond. You didn't know that? Do you understand that now? So if I don't revoke this bond, am I going to see you back here? I'm going to take no action on that case. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Janelle Jenkins.
21 CF 7502. You're here charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, grand theft of a firearm, possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of MDMA, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Mr. Brandt, did you wish to be heard?
Just a moment with my client, Your Honor, if I may. All right, we're okay, Your Honor.
All right, there is probable cause in this case. I'll stay your bonds as listed in the affidavit, $4,000 on count 1, $150 on 2, 3, 4, and 5, and $100 on count 6. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand that? You also can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you can't have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Your
He's
Honor,
out on bond for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
as to that case, Your Honor, I don't believe information has been filed yet. And if you may I approach on that, Your Honor?
Yes. All right, thank you. The state's going to get some more information for me. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Brantz, you might want to read this. Yes, please. And then you can keep it or give it back to the state. I need to see this really quickly. Is that a silver revolver, 357? Mr. Brantz?
I believe so, Your Honor, according to the arrest affidavit.
Wait, I couldn't hear you. Yes?
According to the arrest affidavit, I believe so, Your Honor.
Yeah. I think it's the same gun.
I believe a higher monetary bond, Your Honor, would still be sufficient, as well as the order that he had no weapons, and if he does, that they be turned into the arresting agency.
Your Honor, respectfully, that doesn't seem to have worked up until this point. He has numerous weapons charges. He was out on bond for a weapons charge and picked up a new weapons charge. I don't believe there's a condition of no weapons that this court could place on him that the defendant would actually comply with.
Yeah, Mr. Jenkins, I'm really struggling with this because you were out on bond for aggravated assault with a firearm, and it's the same firearm that you had in this case, it looks like. So, hold on. Listen, I'm not asking you to tell me anything. Everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking about because I have to weigh your rights and also safety of the victims and the public. And you have a long history with firearms.
That's my mom.
I know, I read the affidavit. So here's what we're gonna do. Mr. Jenkins, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pass your case to the end of the docket so that I can think about it. Your attorney's made some very compelling arguments, but I'm concerned after reading that affidavit. So we'll call you back up in a few minutes. Please tell me your name.
Robert James, here.
21 CF 7500. Sir, you're here charged with possession of MDMA and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand that? Actually, I'm going to reduce that to $500 on count 1. Sorry, Madam Clerk. You can't have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? You have to answer out loud. Okay, thank you. And at this time, I'm taking no action on his out on bond case. Good luck, sir. Nothing changed my mind. Okay, good. Yeah, see? Please tell me your name. 21 CF 7495. You're here charged with trafficking in MDMA, greater than 10 grams, less than 200, and possession of cannabis under 20 grams. At this time, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, on the probable cause of the trafficking in methamphetamine, MDMA, I would have you consider she was only found with the pills. She wasn't found with baggies or cash or a scale, or there was no evidence of dealing. But she also even said in the arrest affidavit when she spoke with police that she's an avid user, so they could have all been for personal use. I would have you just find probable cause for possession.
Your Honor, the charge is trafficking, not sale and delivery, where you would need indicia of sale such as baggies and a scale. It's just the trafficking, which is purely the amount, which this case solely has, so I don't understand defense counsel's argument for sole possession. Trafficking is sole possession, just in regards to the amount.
I think that's right, Counselor. I don't think there has to be indicia of sale for a trafficking charge.
Then I would have you set a lower monetary bond, as I believe that the amount that's suggested of $50,000 would be unattainable for this client.
Your
If
Honor.
you find probable cause on trafficking, Your Honor.
Let me, I'll pull out the statute, Counselor, but I'm pretty sure that that was my recollection is what the state said, so I think there is probable cause, but let me review the law and I'll tell you if it supports what I think it supports. 893-135. Okay. Yeah. It's any person who knowingly sells, purchases, manufactures, delivers, or brings into the state, or who is knowingly in actual or constructive possession of 10 grams or more. So I don't think there has to be indicia of sale. If a person is in possession of that amount, it is probable cause for trafficking. I will find that at this time. I think,
Your Honor, in regards to the bond amounts, state reasons that they're reasonable. She did have a large amount of
is it
drugs.
supposed to be 100,000 or 50,000?
I believe it's supposed to be 100.
I think for this amount, it's supposed to be 100,000,
The
Counselor.
amount and for it being MDMA. And she's also out on bond that she picked up 4 days ago to further complicate matters. And in that case, it's also a violent offense, including firearms.
Your Honor, can we swear her in as to the attainability of whatever bound amount? If you said it 100,000 or 50,000?
Counselor, here's what I think I'll do. I think the bond should be 100,000. I'm going to leave it at $50,000, which is half what it should be. And 250 on count, well, 150 on count 2. So it's 50,000. I'm not doing that. I'm doing 50. Yes. You're not allowed to have contact with any co-defendant or witness in this case or any known drug dealers. Do you understand? You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You can't possess or consume, you can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand? And at this time, I'm revoking your bond in 21 CF 7310. So you're gonna have to file a motion in front of the trial judge. Please tell me your name.
Jordan Trent, Jordan DeAndre Trent.
21 CF 7497. You're here charged with possession of MDMA. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You can't have contact with any known drug dealers or possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm inclined to revoke his RORs. He's out on bond in 2 drug cases.
Your Honor, I was going through our office's notes. I don't believe an information has been filed on the 21 CF 5327. An information was filed on June 4th in the 21 CF 3293. However, the notes suggest that he's working on treatment and rehabilitation options for his drug abuse. I would have you consider that in your determination of whether to revoke You could also set a higher monetary bond, just to reiterate the fact that even though he may be struggling with drug abuse, that he cannot be found with drugs while out on bond.
It looks like you have a history with drugs, sir, but I'm not seeing a lot of violence. There's some violent arrests,
And if you look
but not convictions.
in the current arrest affidavit, he also, the officer asked, and he did affirmatively answer the question of what he had in his hand, so I would have you consider his cooperation with police as well.
I'll take no action on your out on bond cases. Good luck, sir. Oh. Wait, we need to take a picture of that. Don't get rid of that. 21 CF 7501. I'm going to appoint your office, Mr. Brands. Do you want to waive his appearance?
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor, yes.
There is probable cause in this case. What says the state as to PTR?
Your Honor, given that I believe he was a co-defendant with two other defendants, and it was a grand theft motor vehicle with the resisting, also the dangerous nature of the offense. I believe
Caused a crash with another car.
Crashed with another car, was making, aggressively overtaking vehicles, reckless driving. State would object to PTR. If you are otherwise inclined to put him on PTR, state would ask for bond and conjunction due to the dangerous nature of the offense.
I'm going to stay the bonds at $2,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2. No co-defendant contact, no victim contact. That's all.
Right.
Please tell me your name.
Clifford Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in 21 CF 7504, charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll stay your bond at $2,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with the co-defendants in this case or any victim or witness. Do you understand? You're also here because there's a pending violation of community control in 19 CF 11601. You'll have no bond on that, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in that as well. I show he's a violent felony offender of special concern, Counselor.
BOBs.
Good luck. Like, who's the clerk trying to tell us? Please tell me your name.
Dorian Tinsley Gary.
You're here for a violation of probation in 20 CF 4281. A warrant was issued for your arrest for failing to report to your probation officer as directed and by possessing, carrying, or owning a firearm or weapon, and by using or possessing drugs or narcotics, to wit, marijuana. So you don't have a bond, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck. Oh my gosh, it won't do it. It won't do it. All right, this is Mr. Jenkins again, right? All right, you're here in 21 CF 7502.
Your Honor, state would just renew all the arguments we previously made when this was called and bring your attention that he did have a spent shell casing in his pocket, in addition to everything state's already argued. He shouldn't have been in possession of a firearm due to court conditions, as well as being a convicted felon, and he was still in possession of a firearm that he arguably at least was in possession of for 2 weeks.
Yeah, Mr. Jenkins, your attorney made some very compelling arguments, but I think based on all the facts and with your history, I'm going to revoke your bond in that case. So your attorney's going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge. So call the number on that piece of paper and ask them to file the motion as soon as possible. Good luck, sir. Stay ready for 33-day motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go.
Do you want me to do it? Yes. Spencer the Third, 21 CF 5053, notice of non-filing. Teresa Egner, 21 CF 4958, filed on the 24th. Teresa Egner, 21 CF 5169, filed on the 24th. Teresa Egner, 21 CF 4968, notice of non-filing.